This video will show how to set up the input-output matching option for giving automatic feedback on student assignments. Note that there is also a unit testing option for automatic feedback, but that will not be explained for this introductory level. If you have saved a draft assignment, you can edit the grading criteria. From the home page, click on Teacher to go to your teacher dashboard. Then select the class, then the assignment. Here's one that was saved as a draft with manual grading. Go to the three dots menu at the far right of the assignment listing and choose Edit. In the assignment view, click on the green Next button in the upper right-hand corner. This is the correction view. Select Input-Output Matching instead of Manual. Then a link will appear for you to create a test case. But note, before clicking on the link to create the test case, it's very helpful to go back into your assignment or a draft you have saved with the model solution. Run the program, copy the output from the console view. Here's what that looks like. Here's my assignment. If I put in a functioning solution, then run the program, I can generate a couple different test cases. I usually try to make it different than what I used in the instructions so that their program doesn't simply spit out these numbers, but actually follows the logic that's being required. So this time, instead of starting with 5 and increasing by 3, how about I start with 20 and maybe increase by 5. I'm going to copy the entire output between the carets. I'm going to remember 20 and 5, and then hit Next. When I go to create the test case, I'm going to name it start with 20, increase by 5. I will enter 20 and 5 on separate lines because these are the inputs that will be fed into the program as it is testing. Then I recommend using the flexible default unless the actual spaces in the output matter to you. That would be strict. If you are comfortable with regular expressions, feel free to use those. That will not be explained in this video. Be careful at this stage. I'm going to paste in the entire output. However, 20 and 5, you can see I put up here as input values. So I'm actually going to remove those. Remember that spacing, I'm not being strict about that, so I could get rid of these spaces or leave them there. So now the inputs provided to the program are in this box. The output from the program is in the box below. And I am going to go ahead and create the test case. This brings me back to a view that shows that I have added this test case. You can see that I did a couple others before. You may choose to create multiple types of tests, such as testing whether the program works for integers, then testing with decimals or negative numbers, etc. You also may choose to provide a model solution code answer key that will only be shared with students who were able to submit a program that passed the automatic testing. This can be useful for showing an efficient solution so that students can compare their own work with your solution. To do that, I would just go back, copy this model solution before I take out the answer key code. Then I would add a solution, which I've already done here, so it won't let me. But you would just paste that solution and hit create. There are just a couple more things we need to do before we're done. First, go to the student preview mode and just make sure that everything runs as expected, including the input-output matching. So I am in preview mode, which is indicated up here. I am going to run the assignment as a student, start with 30, decrease by 3, negative 3, 30, 27. Looks like that worked. Okay, as a student, I'm going to now submit and see if it passes the tests. You can see that it shows that it passed the start with 20, increase by 5 test. It passed the start with 10, decrease by 2, and it failed the start with 5 increased by 3. As a student at this point, I would have the option to submit anyway or see what's wrong. As a teacher, I really want to see what's wrong because this is my model solution and these are my tests. So if something's wrong, I need to fix it before assigning it. And since in this case, this is giving an error message that I don't fully understand, but I have 2 great working tests right now, I'm actually going to delete that unit test and double check just that my other 2 work well. I'm the teacher, I can do that. And I'm trying to make your life easier. I went back to edit. Now I'm going to next. I'm actually going to delete the start with 5 increased by 3. And then I'm going to go back to student preview mode. I'm going to go ahead and submit, which runs the tests. And if both of these tests can be passed, I'm pretty happy with what the student was able to come up with. A couple of last details. Make sure you remove the answer code. Leave the assignment looking how you want it to look. If you want to assign a due date, we do have to get out of preview mode. So actually I have to go back and delete this code again. Set a due date, then hit next and publish, and choose whether to publish now, save as a draft, or schedule for later. I am going to publish now. That's it. The next video will show how to view student work and give feedback.